should watch Pitch Perfect.
Oh, we should.
Hey there, and welcome to Art School Dissections, where we take pencils and scalpels to get to the bottom of truths about art school and the art industry. My name is Peyton Hunt, or Broken Jaw, and I'm here with
Maddie Gabhart, or Mad Gabhart.
If you'd like to take a look at our credentials, we'll have our socials and portfolios listed in the description. If this is your first time joining us in our studio, we're a couple of art school grads who are trying to make sense of life and art after art school. This week, we are talking about taking care of your guts. All of them. Guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big premise in our podcast is our guts.
Yeah.
They're what make you, you, and it's very important to take care of them. So
if you take care of yourself, you can make better things.
Yeah.
That's kind of the principle of the thing. Exactly. In and out of school.
Yes. Yeah, it does not just apply to when you were at school.
Not when you're just getting schooled, but when you're have become a master. I'm just kidding. I'm so
Which
sorry.
we are.
I'm very distracted by the amount of condensation in my little coaster.
Oh, yeah, fun fact, Maddie is not a fan of condensation.
Hate it. I hate it.
Despises it.
It's actually detrimental to my body. So it's the opposite of taking care of myself. So in order to take care of me, you have to destroy every single drop of condensation.
That's how we became friends.
Yeah. Peyton, condensation destroyer, slayer of sweat,
Slayer of moisture.
Ew.
There is no more.
That's so gross. But anywho,
Yeah.
we're gonna split this up by taking care of your body and then taking care of your brain.
Yes.
Because while they do coincide and overlap a little bit, and one helps the other, it's nice to focus on different aspects of not even just self-care, but self-preservation. Get in formaldehyde. I'm just kidding. Please do not do that.
Yeah, your body and your brain need a lot of similar stuff, but they also need a lot of different stuff to keep them both running at full potential. So we're going to talk about that and kind of how it applies to artists and art school and post-grad and, you know, not just the basic overview of it, but how it could affect you.
How it applies.
In particular.
Yeah. You. I'm looking at you.
You, right there.
I just winked really bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't get to see that, you should hop over to YouTube.
No, you shouldn't. Ignore it. But
Yeah.
But kicking us off with taking care of your body, your guts, is posture. Hate to hear about it. Feel like an old school ballerina teacher just like hitting you with a ruler. But sitting up straight while you're drawing or just like doing life.
Yes.
Not just doing art things, doing life helps literally everything. Yeah.
It does. And if you went to or going to CCAD, there's a lot of stools with no backs to them. So something I wish I had done in the beginning is focus more on my posture the first year, where I was sitting on a stool with no back, kind of like we are now.
Yeah, literally like we are now.
But yeah, it's very important to be mindful of how you're sitting.
Because the habits that you have and how you inhabit your body is how your body is going to feel and look in the future.
Yes.
So if you are hunched over, you are going to be hunched over whenever you're 80. And that's something that I think about. But it's not just about look, it's about being able to move and being able to like use the body that you have to its full capacity, whatever that capacity is.
Yeah.
So,
And not be in pain when you're doing it.
exactly. Like the point here is to mitigate as much pain as possible and build muscles
Yes.
and what's the habits? Thank you. Building habits.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Building habits that make you feel better and make you feel better about yourself. And like this also helps your brain too, because if you stand, like you know what you're doing and like you know how to hold your body. I actually had to watch a video on how to have correct posture.
Oh.
And that helped. So I'll link that.
Yeah, that
I'll
would
link
be
that
would be
posture
wonderful.
video.
Posture video.
Yeah.
I need that. I really do. Well, it's nice that like I have a job where I'm walking around all the time, so I'm not sitting down where I can slouch. But
Yeah.
I definitely notice that when I spend a day not sitting down and walking around, and your posture's just kind of like naturally a little bit better when you're walking around. At the end of the day, my back is killing me because guess what? I was standing like I'm supposed to be, and my back is so trained to not be doing the correct bend or
Yeah. So, like, I've been doing a lot of workout classes recently, which also helps, by the way. But I have realized that I have not been using my core for anything ever. So it's been all in my back, and this is so weird. But I've been using muscles incorrectly, or like straining my body in ways it doesn't need to be strained, and that has limited my creative practice because, my back hurts, so I don't want to sit and look at Photoshop anymore because I do that 3 days a week for my job. And, like, I don't want to be on the computer anymore. I don't want to make anymore because I ache. So it's like having the right posture will actually help your longevity in being able to do the things you want to do for longer.
Yeah.
So that's posture.
We love her. Neck and back.
Yeah. If you just put your finger to your chin and push it back a little bit, you're already 1,000%
It's so uncomfortable,
better.
and that makes me so sad that is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, it's like it's how it is supposed to be. I finger quoted, if that wasn't clear.
Well, in tune with your posture and helping your back and your neck not fail in the next couple of years, stretching is also extremely important. And you've probably heard this a lot of times. If you've already gone to art school, if you're going to art school, you're going to hear it a lot of times, or you should.
I hope, you absolutely should.
You need to stretch your hands and your arms and your shoulders, and your neck, like all the parts of your bodies that even when you're sitting down and you're just, pencil to paper, you're using muscles, and they need to be taken care of, because just like you go for a run, you need to stretch your legs, or at the end of it, you're going to feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
You're going to be an achy monster.
So that's why you hurt.
That is why you hurt.
That is literally why you hurt after drawing for hours and hours. It's because you didn't stretch and you're sitting like a little gremlin, which, is fun, but
sometimes it well, don't take my advice necessarily. Sometimes it helps to go gremlin mode and just be like in the art. But then
1,000%.
But when you get out of it, you're like creaky and you're stuck, and you have to like pop back into place. And you're like, oh, geez,
this is not sustainable.
It's not good. No.
That's why, like, if it becomes a habit, so even when you get in that zone, you still have the the good posture. So even when you're like, oh my god, I need to get this done. Oh my god. It's still, so you're not ouchy.
Yeah. Because if you're ouchy, you're going to have less ideas.
Your brain's distracted.
Your brain's focused on the pain. You can't make art anymore.
Yeah.
So don't let that happen.
And the no pain, no gain does not apply in this moment.
No, it really does not. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to, on talks about like stretching, if you're watching video, you can see like the putting your arm out straight and pulling your hand back, and then turning your hand over, and
so good.
I know.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of like stretching your wrist because it's more tense than you think it is. Making sure you massage like the palms of your hands and your fingers, and like move your finger joints around so they're more flexible. It's just like normal stretching when you're about to do a workout, or you're about to do like anything that requires a lot of your body to engage. You stretch first to warm it up. And just like you should sketch and warm up before you go into like working on a final project, you should warm up your body to then perform at its best when you're creating.
Yeah, and like emphasis on should. This is still something that I am trying to implement into my process and practice, but I don't do it all the time. Just gonna be honest, but it's like we're learning too as we go, and like I just want to emphasize that. But it helps. Like whenever we do these things, it helps so much. Like why don't I do this all the time? Because you're a silly goose. That's why. It's
just one of those things that like you're building the muscle memory of wanting, like not wanting to do it, but like just remembering that you should be doing it, and it's hard to keep that in mind. It's like doom scrolling. Like we know we shouldn't be doing it, but it's hard to
it's so
tell
hard.
your brain like, hey, you should stop. And it's the same with like stretching or taking care of your body before you're working. It's like, hey, you should do this. It's hard to get your brain into that rhythm of like the schedule of stretch and then practice and then I'm working on stuff. Or it'll take time. And again, like she said, we're still working on it. This is kind of us talking to ourselves.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. So the sooner you can start, the better. It's easier to, to start building habits instead of having to break ones first and then going into building habits.
Yeah. So starting as early as you can in your professional artistic career
is very important.
With or without art school
Yes.
is very helpful.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on elbows and wrists because I have a fancy word problem called cubital tunnel syndrome, and it's like a damage of the funny bone nerve. But I found out through research on it that having your elbows bent for extended periods of time can lead to the nerves in your elbows and your joints becoming inflamed. Just because they don't like being stuck in that position for very long. So it is very important to take breaks and stretching your arms out and just having them fully like extended so your joints don't have to work as hard. Your nerves that are right there in your elbow aren't, being pulled constantly. Because when you do that, you can... if your elbow hurts, it goes to your wrist and then it goes to your fingers, and you need your hands for most things to be able to create stuff. So taking care of your elbows will help your fingers. Taking care of your wrists will help your fingers. Don't get carpal tunnel syndrome. Don't get arthritis. Just set little reminders, like work for 40 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. If I'm going to stop, I'm going to stretch, and then I'm going to come back to. It's also a good reminder, like, to stop yourself and drink some water. Take that little break and, am I hungry? Am I thirsty?
Yeah, and rest your eyes.
Yes.
Too. Like, especially if you're working on a screen, every 20 minutes at least, so you're looking at a screen for 20 minutes, but then take a minute and look at the other wall, look at something that's across the room, because, like, your eyes need that break. If you want to keep them nice and clear and as clear as they can be in my case.
Yeah, we live on screens nowadays. At least the majority of people.
I kind of hate it, but
yeah, it's hard not to because everything is on the screen. So if you're gonna do it, it's fine. Just remember that your eyes are also muscles, and they
get strained.
They do, and they need a break, just like you do.
Yeah. Speaking of breaks and like screens, going and touching grass and going for a walk and not just being on a screen all day, like even if you're working on a digital project for a class or for a project for a client, and like you please just go look at a leaf, go see a cloud. Remind yourself that you are more than what you can put on a computer, and connect with the ground. Just kidding. But if you want to do that, that's cool.
Yeah.
But just taking breaks and breathing the air, like, is actually helpful. Breathing the air? I mean, what else would you breathe? Ketchup?
I mean, you could try. I don't think it'd go over
No.
very well.
No.
I don't think I want to.
I don't really either. I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of. But anyway.
And if you can work outside, too.
Yeah.
That's so
much fun.
Refreshing.
Especially when the weather's good.
Oh, my gosh.
You're making pretty things while, like, being surrounded in a pretty environment. It's just like, this is peak. It's peak human experience. The sun is on my skin. I have a nice coffee.
You're just relaxed.
Having a bagel. Having enough protein. Yeah. Balanced meals.
Yes. Try,
please.
Try to have well-balanced meals, or at least like a well-balanced like day of eating food. Because like if you're in college, we've been there. Dining hall isn't always gonna cut it, or they have like the easy options of like a slice of pizza and a soda, and you're like, I don't want to take any extra time, or I need to go to my next class and I don't have the time. But it's like, just grab that like apple or banana on the way out and have it on your walk to the next thing, or try to make sure you're getting some protein and you're getting some, vegetables, or drinking water.
Yeah. Like, iced coffee is not a meal. I really hate to break it to you. It's delicious and it should be consumed.
Yes,
in my humble opinion. Clearly. But cheers.
But hey, iced coffee tastes better with something else. Try it out.
Yeah. With a nice muffin.
Yeah. An egg Sammy.
Ooh, yummy.
Maybe like a caprese sandwich. You get some tomatoes and some greens and mozzarella.
Greens, beans, potatoes.
All of those, add them on top. Yeah, try to eat as well balanced as you can, because food is fuel, and fuel keeps your body going, so you have more energy to create. This is still me talking to myself today. Coffee is not a meal, and you need to eat like well-balanced foods to be able to perform at your highest.
Yeah, because like you feel gross, or like you don't, or if it's a habit, you don't realize how gross you feel until you actually like eat a full breakfast for like a week, and you're like, oh my god, I could have had this energy all the time.
This is what being awake feels like.
It's like actually jarring, and I know it's really hard with classes and with work and with all of these things, but it will make all of those things so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to give more of yourself, and it's investing into your creativity.
Exactly.
And everything else.
Yeah. So try your hardest. It's not easy, especially if you are no longer in the realm of having a dining hall that has food for you and you have to go get it yourself. So I know it's a lot of energy. I don't like doing it. I hate grocery shopping. It makes me so anxious that like I come home and take a 30-minute break. I hate it. And everything's expensive. So I hate it more. Yeah. But you got this.
You do.
Try your hardest. And if you have a bad week, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
No.
You just try again next time. I'm talking to myself right now.
Proud of you.
There's nothing in my fridge. It's fine. There's eggs.
I have like an 8-gallon thing of, not gallon, oh my god.
8 gallons?
No, it's like a big pot full of wild rice soup that Mike made with venison, and that's what we're gonna be.
Meal prep.
Meal prep.
Do it.
Anyway. Yeah, meal prepping has really helped me, and Aldi. Getting like the cheaper produce and stuff from there has really helped. Because I know like it's stereotypical that art people don't make a ton of money, and budgeting is hard because math is hard. But it helps. It helps. And like it's also I have found some cool resources on how to budget a little better, and some like tips on how to eat some more balanced meals. So we will link those below. So like tangible how-tos, because I am not an expert on these things. I just know that they help. And so I want to give you guys those resources. So we're not just leaving you out to dry. Be like, hey, you should do this.
Yeah.
You got it.
Figure it out
though. Which is kind of what art school was.
Yes.
So here's some actual tangible resources that we will link below.
We got you.
We got you. Yeah.
We're trying to make it easier.
We're trying. That's all you can do.
Exactly. And then, you're wrapping up your day. It's the end of a long day. What should you do? Sleep. You should sleep. Please.
Yes.
Please get sleep. All-nighters are not a brag.
Nope.
They are not.
You should actually be embarrassed. I am kidding. Please don't take that harshly. That was a joke.
So funny.
I had a professor tell me one time that if you had to pull an all-nighter, you did not budget your time accordingly, or you did not, or you set unreasonable expectations for yourself.
Yes.
Which normally it is a combination of the two. So that was accurate, but he said it in such a cutthroat way. It was like, ooh.
It's like,
I'm never admitting to an all-nighter ever again. Never doing that.
No, I'm lucky that my freshman roommates, they had a lot of really hard classes and they were pulling all-nighters all the time. And I'm kind of glad that I got to see people doing it to remind myself that I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
They definitely had hard enough stuff that it made sense, but just the budgeting of time and the scale of the projects, they were constantly working on stuff and they made really good things. But watching them the next day, it's just dang, I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I don't
And
want
if-
to participate.
No, if I don't get
exhaustion.
it finished to its full potential, that's okay. Because guess what? You can continue to work on projects after they're done. After you've turned them in, you don't have to just put it away and be that's all I could do. I still work on projects now that I did in sophomore year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just last night, I was cutting up my capstone and making it into a collage.
Yeah.
So,
Your art
it doesn't
continues
have to
grow.
be done.
Yeah. It's not just your style continues to grow. The tangible art itself can continue to grow. You don't have to leave it where it is.
Yeah.
That's why you don't need to pull all-nighters or lose any sleep or not eat any food to get a grade.
Yeah.
Just make stuff you like, and if it's not done by the deadline, hey, guess what? You're still gonna wake up the next day and keep making things. World doesn't end. It doesn't. I did think it would.
Yeah.
There was a couple times.
Yeah.
There's a written project that I forgot, and I cried about it.
Oh.
I was like, can I please try? And he's like, it's nothing for your grade. He's like, I don't care. Please stop texting me.
You don't have to suffer to make good art.
Mm-mm.
And you actually can create better when you feel better.
Yes.
So that's what taking care of your guts and taking care of your body can do. And, well, like I said, there are going to be some resources in the description. But, yeah, that's taking care of your body.
We love her.
We do.
She's doing her best.
She is
and we're here to help her
doing
out.
so much all at once.
Yes. We are thankful for her.
Yeah.
On to life.
On to, oh God,
Life.
there's a lot happening.
Whoa.
Woo! Do you want to go first?
Sure. Nothing too crazy. I went on vacay. I went to the
Woo.
beach for a week,
Woo!
and it was nice, and I did nothing except read my book and sit in a hot tub.
Taking care of your guts.
Oh, yeah. I don't like going in the ocean. It makes my body itchy.
Oh.
Just started happening a couple years ago. I went into the ocean, and I was just like, it's not itchy, it's pinpricks.
Interesting.
And I'm like, oh, this is not enjoyable.
That's not pleasant.
I'm going to sit on the beach.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I did get a major sunburn while I was creating the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars in the sand. And it was beautiful. And I called my partner over. I said, "Look, it's so pretty." And then a wave immediately destroyed it.
That is depressing. Oh my God.
And then I found out I was redder than a lobster. And I was like, dang. But besides that, vacay was fun. We played board games every day, read my book. I needed it because work is crazy. And then I've I've been getting commissions. So freelance stuff is
Yay.
happening. It's a lot of D&D stuff, so that's pretty exciting. I love doing that. It's so fun.
So
And
hire
then-
her.
Yeah, please. I want the money. And I'm gonna get up from my seat and I'm gonna talk to you from a distance because I'm gonna be grabbing things.
Yeah, dun dun dun. That was not. I was trying to do a drum roll, and it ended up being ominous. That's not surprising.
Okay. I hope you can still hear me. Maddie, do you want to talk for me while I show them off?
Oh yeah. So Peyton had this excellent idea to bring our avatars to life, and so they are alive via cardboard at the Mo, and they are so much fun. And we can attach and reattach our little guts. So
It's like a game.
yeah, it's literally like Operation, kind of what our visual branding is inspired by. I love them.
I
The
really-
little
I really
guys.
hope you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, we also made stickers of the guts and of the logo, and if you want to know what it means, it's in our socials.
Yep.
What all the guts mean?
Yep.
They're in our socials.
I really hope I didn't ruin the focus of the camera. Should I go check?
It's on auto. I'll go look.
Okay, well while she goes and looks, I'll keep talking about it. Yeah, so made the cardboard cutout guts. It was super fun. We're hoping to implement them into Franklin Fridays and any other art fairs. Maybe turn it into a game. If you can put the guts where they belong, you get a free whatever. So that's kind of the idea
You
behind
get a
it.
crisp high five.
It's like,
I'm just
yay,
kidding.
you want a hug? But just kind of
Sorry.
getting more engagement in real life to show people what we're talking about. And the stickers are cool. I'm in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're so fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. It's just been vacay, relaxing, and stuff for the podcast.
All good
So,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I was also on vacation,
Yeah.
and I got engaged.
I'm not gonna scream because I know there's other people in the studio, but I did scream when I found out.
Yeah, it was perfect. I'm so excited. This new chapter of our lives is going to be crazy in all the best ways. So I'm thrilled, and so I've been kind of like, oh my god, my hand. Oh let's look at my hand.
It's a gorgeous ring.
Aw,
It is really pretty.
thank you.
Maybe we can put a picture on the screen so you guys can see it up close because it is really gorgeous.
Yeah, Mike did a fabulous job.
Yes.
Oh,
Good job,
and
Mike. I was looking
the
at
matching necklace.
I
He
was
gave it to
thinking
me
about
for my
that.
birthday today. Today's my birthday.
that. Oh yeah.
So comment below.
Happy
Happy birthday. Fuel my ego. I am just kidding. That is.
Tell me.
Tell me happy
Love
birthday. I need the affirmations. But yeah, yeah, he and his parents got the necklace for me.
It's so
know,
pretty. It matches so well.
Yeah,
I
it's,
mean,
it's the
it's-
right.
yeah.
It's rubies and a champagne sapphire. Didn't know that was a thing, but that's what the stone is. But anyway,
Gorgeous.
the trip was lovely. We were in Europe for a couple weeks and saw so many cool things, so many cool architecture. Ate a shit ton of food. It was awesome. But so I'm feeling inspired to make more things, and there's fun stuff on the horizon. Always making, always doing, always trying our darndest.
Yay.
So that's the biggest thing that's been going on.
Pretty big.
All big things. Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah. Yay. Life comes at you fast. In a good way.
Yeah. That's the stuff that's been happening, and we have stuff that will be happening.
Dun dun dun.
We're gonna have guests.
Woo!
It is confirmed that we will be having guests soon on the podcast. We have some episodes lined up for it, so we're gonna be talking about money and, you know, pricing your work and fairs and stuff like that. Comics. We have some really cool comics friends who are going to come on and talk about stuff like that. We're hoping to get some past professors. It's in the works. Mostly CCAD professors. Kind of the art school back then versus now, or what it's like to be a professor. Still kind of working out like exactly what we're going to be talking about, because we're going to have a couple of them on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a whole bunch of different information. And then like storytelling and ink work. So it's
a good variety of things coming up, and we're so excited to give you guys the opportunity to not just listen to us chatter.
Yeah, exactly. We want to have a conversation, and having on other people in the field, I think, is going to really help that.
Just offer new perspectives.
And we have it lined up that we're going to be talking to my mom and pa.
And
my sister.
Yeah.
Sometime this year. It's going to be a little bit later because they're going through life stuff. My sister just started at art college.
Woo!
Like this week.
Woo!
So crazy. I'm so happy for her. But we're going to have her on to talk about like the current going-ons of art school and just like her experience. Because it's probably a million times different than what we did. Because we were pre-COVID.
And then
getting in school.
During COVID.
Yeah. And she is the complete outside of it.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to hear that. And then the parents' perspective of both their kids decided to be artists.
Yeah. Because that has to be a lot of emotions. So we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to chat with all of these special people and hopefully give y'all more insight on the field and cool people in it. So
we only know so much.
I will be the first to admit that I am not an expert in most things. So
you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it, folks. God.
She's also an expert at speaking.
I am.
Oh my god.
I almost said a speech pathologist, but I didn't know if that was right.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not an expert.
Well, so that's why you listen.
Yeah. We're so great.
Knowledgeable.
If you like to listen to yourself talk on our podcast, we have forms in our link tree.
Yeah.
Maddie, you wrote those up. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, so it's pretty basic on just kind of telling what your name, contact info, a little bit about who you are and what you'd like to talk to us about, and like what you want to share and be a resource for. So that's the gist. It's nothing too hard. It'll probably only take you a couple minutes, and we will reply via email or whatever contact information you would like to provide. So that, we will follow up though. So
and
send in the form.
Please, we'd love to hear about it because we have a lot of ideas for future episodes and which episodes we'd like for guests to be on versus which ones is just going to be the conversation with us. But there's probably so many other cool ideas that we haven't even thought of that you might be the perfect resource for.
Yeah.
You might have this really cool idea and know a lot about it, and you can help somebody out. So if you want to help out some artists, come talk to us. Come hang out.
Come hang out.
It'll be fun. Speaking of like hanging out with us sometime in the future, we are planning on bringing our School Dissections to art fairs that aren't Franklin Fridays. So hopefully to CCAD, because we'd love to meet some people that are currently going there. And, you know,
from the home base.
Yeah. We're alums. We have so much to tell you.
Yeah. From the
Listen
home
to our
planet.
podcast. So, yeah, that is the life and art updates and the soon to be. So, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
That's exciting. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's action packed. Yeah, June and July have just been like,
dude, it's been so much.
You know, like when you make when you make a whirlpool in
Yes.
like a pool in a backyard.
Yes.
One of those circle plasticky ones. And then you let your feet go, and then you just kind of like do all that. It's like putting in the work. And now that we've put in all the work, we're like spinning with our feet in, like with our feet up. And it's like, we're doing it.
Feels good.
It does feel
We're
nice.
back, baby. We're back.
back.
Woo.
I really don't know why that metaphor was so important to share.
No, I loved it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about dishwashers now. Yeah. So we, in case you didn't notice or are not on the YouTubes, we found, well,
Tristan,
partner. Yeah, Tristan
Yes.
found
This
beautiful island that we are using as our news desk stand.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Your guts.
We aren't breaking bones.
No. We aren't. I mean, unless you want us to. But anyways, it's a really nice table.
Yeah, and I feel like a meteorologist, so it's a lot of fun.
It feels very professional.
I want to have a green screen so bad. I want to point to a cloud.
We have a green screen.
We do.
Yeah.
I can point to a cloud.
Your dreams are coming true.
Everything's happening.
It's all working out.
It's lovely.
But yeah, this is where we have our stuff we sell on Fragrance and Friday, and it's really nice in the space, and it looks really good with the backdrop. And this is the 6th episode where something has changed, which means every single episode something has changed with our space and our look.
Everything, it's just like growing
Constantly.
If
Like
you,
your art.
if you accept change, you will grow.
What
you
you
will
said.
feel better if you accept it.
What you said.
I feel like I should be in like a ooh, you know?
I'm going to say yes.
It's okay to say no.
The answer is no, but I want to say yes. I want to be in a ooh. What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. It's like in like one of those yoga classes where they like sing.
I've never heard of those. Really? That sounds like
It
my
happened.
nightmare.
It happened one time. I have ClassPass, and I went to a yoga class, and they just at the end they just started like all like singing one note for about 45 seconds.
That's my nightmare.
It was eerie. I didn't know what to do, so I did it too, and I'm like, I feel awkward.
That's
No
like-
one's matching pitch.
Aw.
The dissonance. But no one needs to know this. This is the secret. Bye.
So
But-
now we're talking about taking care of your brain.
This old guy,
This guy.
the one sloshing around in your skull.
Yeah. He's hanging out up there. The penthouse suite. You gotta take care of it. Like
Gotta
it's
clean it out.
in the penthouse suite.
Please vacuum. Me
Yeah.
like washing windows, aka cleaning off my dusty glasses.
You have the little windshield wipers that go on.
I wish I would actually pay a silly amount of money to have windshield wipers on my glasses so I wouldn't have to clean them all the time. I just
So
go
funny.
beep beep and be done.
You'd think at some point they would figure out how to make glasses not smudge so
Yeah.
easy.
No, it's really I just need to get glasses that fit my nose better so I'm not pushing them up every 30 seconds.
Oh.
But I like to make life difficult, so.
taking care of your brain. Be kind to yourself.
See, it is,
Sorry. Sorry. I just like called you out there.
you really did. Be kind to your friends.
Love you. Happy birthday.
Fine. My brain isn't hurt. I don't even know. Okay. But seriously, on a. God, I'm still. You gotta be nice to yourself. The things. If you wouldn't say the things you say to yourself to another person, don't do it to yourself. Yep. I don't know if I said that exactly right. But
Good point.
But
Yeah.
your inner thoughts, if you would think like, oh, that's mean. I shouldn't say that to someone else. Don't think it about yourself.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, be kind to yourself. Some of the points we have that we're going to be talking about really dive into different ways of being kind to yourself and what not to do.
Yeah, but generally have some grace
Yes.
with yourself. Like, you don't need to be perfect all the time. And neither does your work. And neither does your interactions in the classroom or with other professionals. Like, you're a human being and people like you for that.
Yeah.
Like, people like you because you are a human, not because you are a robot.
Exactly.
So,
Chill out. Relax.
What she said. Yeah, you gotta do things other than just create. You gotta consume and experience things, other art, other people. Well, don't consume other people, but like experiences. go to like freaking a play in the park and see people do a medium that you don't typically experience. Go to a museum, go to things that are enriching and fulfilling to you. I just named things that are enriching and fulfilling to me, but
no, but they're good ones.
Yeah, something that makes you feel like, oh, this is adding to my life and not taking away. So finding those things and doing them frequently and not just doing the easy, what's comfortable.
Yeah.
Not just doing what's comfortable, like getting out there, actually talking to people.
Yeah.
It's awkward as hell, but it helps.
Yeah, sometimes it can result in something pretty amazing. You never know until you try.
Yeah. If you guys are wanting to do it, like restart the episode and do a drinking game, I'm not condoning this, but if you took a shot every time I said it helps, you would probably feel pretty good right now. And that is not taking care of your brain or your body, but it is funny. So,
yeah, it's. I might try it. Just kidding. Because you're
gonna hear it so much more editing it. Oh my god.
I'm gonna play it while I'm editing, and we'll see how the video turns out.
It's gonna be.
I'm so sorry in advance. I won't do it.
No.
It'll be fine.
I love all the disclaimers we have to.
I promise.
I promise we're sane.
Please don't dislike
because
us.
we take care of our brains.
Yeah.
Semi-regularly.
We try our best.
Yeah, that's all you can do, really. But some of the things that you can kind of do to like get out of your head is literally physically getting into a different environment.
Yep.
So I work from home 3 days a week, and sometimes being like at home at the kitchen table or like at my desk is just, I'm staring at the same walls. I'm going crazy. Even though I'm enjoying the work I'm doing, it's stagnant, and I feel like I'm living the same day over and over again. So I come here, or I go to a coffee shop, or I call someone and chat, and it's... I don't do that, actually. I don't know why I said that. But talking with people and being in a place that is not your norm enriches you.
Yeah.
Makes you create stuff better.
It kind of recharges your battery in your brain.
You said that a lot better. Yeah, that.
It was like, even if you have a schedule that is already very enriching, like me and my partner see friends, like scheduled days, like every Friday we see friends and every Sunday we see friends, and then, you know, like there is that, and they're enriching things, but like the other day it was a really long day and we were just like, let's just go for a hike. And we just stopped what we were going to do that night and we went out for a hike, and you feel so much more alive, even when you're doing a lot of physical energy, like because I had worked like a long day with a lot of walking, and the hike didn't feel like tough or anything. It felt rejuvenating because it was something new. It was being out in nature.
Different.
It was a breath of fresh air. It was going somewhere that's not your normal schedule. Even if your schedule is enriching in a way, going and doing something new will help.
Mhm.
Like, we tried a new coffee shop last week because our coffee shop was closed, and I felt
Oh
so
my
good.
god! It ended up being like the best coffee that I've had in Columbus.
So
Madine's.
good. Madine's.
Madine's.
It was so delicious, and we found out that it's in walking distance. So yesterday we walked to it, and it
lovely.
was so nice. And then we stumbled upon a food truck festival, and we're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Like, it's cool when you go somewhere new, you try something different, even if it's like, "Oh no, my plan's messed up. I have to do something that I wasn't planning on doing." I think it leads to some really cool stuff.
Really fun. And being a creative is honestly, I think, being a problem solver.
Yes.
And so, like, putting yourself in situations where you do have to be a creative problem solver and not just in what you make, but in what you do actually helps.
It helps.
I had an end to the sentence and then I lost it. So, yeah, it's gone.
That's okay. Take care of your brain.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I had
Giving
too much
yourself
muffin.
grace even when your brain is tired.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 100% all the time.
Yeah.
Just take her easy.
What she said.
If you're working 100% all the time, no, you're not. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Surround yourself with supportive and kind people. AKA.
Yes.
This.
Stop it. Stop it.
Dun dun dun. Gesturing.
Gonna
make me
blush. But no, for real, like, that's going back to like art school. That's kind of what got me through a lot of the stuff.
Having people to lean on.
I almost dropped out because I wasn't around good people. And then I gave it a chance, I stuck it out, and then that's when, like, Maddie and I became best friends.
Yeah.
And I, like, gave more time for the people that actually cared about me. And then they stayed my friends throughout all of art school, and it was amazing. Like, if I had a hard time, I'd just be like, hey, I need to work on this, but I'm so tired and drained, but I can't not work on this. Let's go, like, hang out on the quad and work on our stuff in the grass. And maybe take a nap and then keep working.
Yeah.
Or let's go to a coffee shop. Or, like, hey, do you want to go get food so we know that we're eating? And then we can go work on stuff.
Yeah, people who want to recharge with you
Yes.
are so valuable.
Yes. And it's sometimes it's hard to find those people that, like, your battery recharges when you're with them. But oh my gosh, when you find those people, life gets so much easier. I
really
promise they're out
does.
there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, find those people that make you feel good and, like, keep those friendships close to you.
Scoop them up and put them in your pocket.
Just hold them nice and close. Be like, I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for helping my brain.
Yeah. So that's super important, like, especially when you're in art school, because it's hard to make friends sometimes, but those are some of the best people I met, and I still talk to them.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It's great.
So, yeah. And then allowing yourself downtime / hobby time. You need to have a separation between work and hobby, work and play.
Yeah.
As
Especially in the art field.
yes, because you are most likely going into this to make art your full-time thing. You're at least trying. But art is also the thing you love. That's why you're making it your full-time thing.
Yeah.
Because it's what you want to do with your life. So making sure that you have, whether it's like a medium that you don't use for work, but you just do to relax, or giving yourself that grace to be like, I'm going to work on something that's not for a grade, it's not for a project, it's not for a client, it's for myself. It's going to be crappy. It's going to be whatever I want it to be, and there's no pressure behind it. Because otherwise, you don't want your art to feel like a job all the time.
It's like one of the goals of going to art school is to make art your job.
Yeah.
But if it starts to feel like work all of the time, and it's no longer fun, and the joy isn't there that you walked into school with, then, like, that's not what it's not it.
No.
It's not it. And at least for me, like a huge priority in my life is being able to keep the things that fulfill me and bring me joy as those things, and not just something that I'm like, I need to make this thing, and like a frantic of like, I need to make this so I can make this money and like do these things. And like when you add that stress to it, it like,
it's overwhelming.
it's awful.
It's your brain.
When it's all the time.
Yeah.
When you can section those things off into two different avenues of like stress and stress relieving.
Yes.
You gotta have a divide.
Mm-hmm.
And like the different mediums really helps too.
And it's different for everyone. Like, find your rhythm. Find what keeps art being both a hobby and a job. And, you know, try not to lose that, because it's, I mean, you work so hard on it.
Yeah.
You don't
want to lose it.
No. You deserve to be happy when you're creating, because that's, you know, that's what you want to be doing.
Yeah, like that was the goal for me anyway.
Yeah.
To be able to, because that is what makes me happy. And you wanna be happy.
Be happy.
Be happy.
I mean, I still think back. I find my old sketchbooks all the time. And I just sit down and I go through them, and I'm like, dang, I filled a sketchbook when I was like 16 in like 2 months.
That's impressive.
I sketched every day, and I remember being so excited to sit down at my desk in my room and just draw. And I can't tell you the last time I sat down and filled more than one page in my sketchbook in a week. Because at a certain point, it's hard. You know, you go to art school and you get that in your brain of like, this is partially a job. And before you go into it, you're kind of just doing it for fun. So my goal recently has been to try to reconnect with that side of myself that would just sit down and draw without feeling like there's any consequence to it, without feeling like there's any pressure to it.
Right.
Because I look back at that stuff, and I made some stuff that I'd still be proud of today because I was just making.
Because you were practicing.
Exactly.
And like if you expect everything you do to be perfect, you aren't practicing. And that's something that I really had to get slapped in the face with. Like, if I expect every single page of my sketchbook to be so beautiful and pretty, then I'm not allowing myself to grow and get better and experiment and explore and try new things. It's like, that's where the magic happens, is in trying new things, learning new shapes, and really like building the muscles in your hand and your brain and all of the guts.
All of the guts. Yeah, absolutely. Don't look at the reels on Instagram of people going through their sketchbooks and every page is just like an art gallery.
That's so manicured.
It's so, like, that's probably the sketchbook they open after they've practiced in a different sketchbook.
Yeah, after they've warmed up.
They have a messy sketchbook. Just like you warm up your muscles, you gotta warm up your brain when you're creating. You can have that messy. If you want that pretty, immaculate sketchbook, have a messy one. Don't expect all of them to be pretty. Like, you can have that one perfect.
Yeah.
But you gotta have some gross stuff, too. Because you're still learning every day.
Even the masters learn every day. And I think that's actually what makes them masters, is that they do learn every day.
They take the time to do, like, figure drawing for 30 minutes before. I know some people that, like, they'll do figure drawing for 30 minutes before they start working on anything.
Wow.
It's like if they're drawing a person, they're figure drawing.
That's really good.
And then
they're investing in their brain.
Yes. And then by the end of it, when they start working on it, their sketches they look like final pieces because they've done it so much. Their hand already knows where to go, and their eye already knows what shapes to follow. You're not gonna get there right away. You gotta give yourself some grace.
Yeah, and I know in school it doesn't feel like there's any time for error. Really, like, the margin of error is really small because the turnaround for these projects is really tight, so you feel like you don't have a lot of time to practice, and you really feel like, at least I'm saying you, but this is how I felt.
Yeah.
This is how I experienced it, and like, I was like, I can't practice because I need this to be for this project and this to be for this project, and I'm stressed. And then it wasn't as fun. And it ended up taking me a lot longer to do these things because I didn't warm up beforehand, because I didn't practice the day before on what I wanted the final piece to be. So it was like, I am just winging this, hoping my first draft is gorgeous, no notes, and that doesn't happen. So,
You gotta
warm up.
absolutely. And
Keep
a grade.
put your brain in a nice little like burrito blanket.
Yeah. Just
Have you seen those?
Yes. Yeah. One of the kids I work with tells me every day, "Are you gonna buy me one of those?" I'm like, "No."
No. Sorry, bud.
Why would I do that?
I'll draw you one.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
We'll pretend. Use your imagination.
That's funny.
No, but a grade is a grade, and nothing more. It's fine. Like we were talking about before, with like your projects don't end once you've received the grade for it. Your life doesn't end when you've received a not so perfect grade.
Yeah.
Like, do what works for you. Create the stuff you want to create. Give yourself, the time to do so. And who cares? I mean, don't get all Fs, but like, don't fail.
Fail on purpose.
Yeah,
But
no, like follow the requirements,
yeah.
but also a grade is a grade. And
As long as you follow deliverables, like, because that is the practical thing that you do need to do in the professional world, but a grade is just one professional's opinion. So take it with a grain of salt sometimes.
Exactly.
But be open to feedback.
Subjective.
This is so contradictory. But anyway.
It's hard.
It is. That's why we're doing a podcast.
That's why we're doing this.
That's why we're dissecting it.
Oh my gosh, our guts.
Well, thanks for operating with us.
This was our School Dissections. My name is Peyton Hunt.
And I'm Maddie Gabhart.
Take care of your guts.
Make something cool.
Or bad.
Bye. From your favorite meteorologists.
Thank you. The weather.
Of your brain self.